Fox's Super Troopers 2 has topped Amy Schumer's comedy, I Feel Pretty, with $1.4 million at 1,850 North American locations on Thursday night. STXfilms' I Feel Pretty took in $1 million from 2,600 sites during Thursday previews. Super Troopers 2 reunites the five stars of the original 2001 film, Chandrasekhar, Kevin Heffernan, Steve Lemme, Paul Soter, and Erik Stolhanske, collectively known as Broken Lizard. The quintet plays profane Vermont state troopers with a penchant for pranks and feuding with other local law enforcement officers. The sequel, which was crowdfunded in 2015 with an impressive $4.4 million from fans of the original, is forecast to finish the weekend with about $6 million. Super Troopers 2's preview earnings indicate that it may outperform forecasts as it nearly matched the $1.5 million from R-rated blockers, which went on to open with $20.6 million on its April 6 launch weekend. The film, which is expanding Friday to 2,038 venues, carries a 32% score on Rotten Tomatoes. The original debuted at Sundance in 2001 and opened with $6.2 million in 2002 on its way to an $18 million domestic total. Some of Thursday night's previews included a showing of the original, starting at 4:20 p.m. I Feel Pretty expands to 3,440 sites on Friday with expectations for an opening weekend in the $15 million range. That's down significantly from 2015's Trainwreck, which debuted with $30 million and elevated Schumer to star status, and 2017's Snatched, which bowed to $19.5 million with $650,000 in previews. I Feel Pretty stars Schumer as an insecure woman who, after suffering a head injury, suddenly thinks she's beautiful. Michelle Williams, Rory Scovel, Emily Ratajkowski, Busy Phillips, and Aidy Bryant round out the cast. Like the Super Troopers sequel, critics have not been impressed. The film has a 37% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I Feel Pretty is expected to finish in third behind the third frame of John Krasinski's A Quiet Place and the second weekend of Dwayne Johnson's Rampage. Paramount's A Quiet Place is forecast to earn between $20 million and $25 million, an impressive holdover for the horror film. The thriller, co-starring Krasinski and Emily Blunt, has made $108 million at the domestic box office in less than 2 weeks. Warner Brothers' Rampage will likely slip to second place, pulling in $18 million to $20 million in its sophomore frame. The Johnson-led sci-fi fantasy, which opened with $35 million, has the international box office to thank for its worldwide tally of more than $196 million. Lionsgate's Code Black Films' Traffic is looking at an opening weekend of $3 million to $4 million from 1,046 locations after making $225,000 in previews. Written and directed by Deon Taylor, the thriller stars Paula Patton and Omar Epps, and follows a group of friends who are terrorized by a biker gang in a remote countryside home. Year-to-date domestic box office is off 3.4% to $3.36 billion as of April 18, according to Comscore. Updated tracking on Thursday showed that Marvel Disney's Avengers: Infinity War could open next weekend with between $190 million and $235 million plus. This weekend is the very embodiment of the proverbial calm before the storm as three very different wide-release newcomers join: A Quiet Place, Rampage, and a laundry list of holdovers as Hollywood holds its collective breath for next week, when movie execs, journalists and vendors will converge in Las Vegas for the all-important CinemaCon movie convention that will notably wrap up on the same night as the debut of Disney's Avengers: Infinity War, said Paul Durgarbedian, senior media analyst with Comscore. The latest superhero extravaganza from Marvel is arguably the most hotly anticipated movie of the year and one that will quickly reverse the downtrending box office fortunes that have confounded industry watchers for weeks, he added.